So not only does it not taste good, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is Victoria, and welcome back to another video. All right, guys, so in today's video, I'm gonna be going over with you guys 10 feminine hygiene tips that you must know, especially if you just want to feel good and smell delicious all day long. So the first tip that I have for you guys is to make sure that you are using white soaps when you're in the shower. When you take your showers, and make sure you're showering on a regular basis. I know that sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised. Make sure you're showering on a regular basis, but when you are in the shower, make sure you're using a white soap. And the reason why is because as beautiful as the soaps are that are colorful, especially the ones that have the fruits in it, those are so tempting. I see them at Whole Foods all the time and I want to grab one. And you can use that on the outside of your body, fine, but make sure that you never use that in your intimate areas, because what happens with those beautiful colorful soaps is they have dyes in them, and those dyes can get into your feminine spot, and it could cause you to have irritation, which then leads to infection, which then leads to odor, which defeats the whole purpose in the first place. And also make sure if you are using a washcloth that you're using a white washcloth, because they can also have dyes on them if you're using the ones with color, which can cause the same issues. And what I like to do personally is I like to wash my entire body with a washcloth, and then when I'm about to go inside my feminine spot, I like to use just my hand. And the reason why is because I don't want to take the same washcloth that I used everywhere else for my feminine spot, because that can transfer over and then cause additional issues. So make sure you're using white washcloths and white soap. So the next tip that I have for you guys is to use witch hazel. Witch hazel is a complete game changer for me ever since I started using it, especially with us coming into the summer months, because when you sweat everywhere. So you can't control where the sweat is going to be distributed and where it's coming from. So witch hazel is so great, especially when you're coming out of the shower, because what it does is it regulates sweat. And what I do is I take it and I put it in a spray bottle. So as soon as I come out of the shower, I spray right there into my intimate area, because it minimizes the sweat and therefore reducing any types of odors that may come from that area. So the next tip that I have for you girls is to spray perfume onto the outside of your panty instead of directly onto your intimate area. And the reason why is because perfume has so many ingredients in it. So not only does it not taste good, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But it also has lots of irritants in it, and you don't want that to get into your area. So make sure you're spraying it on the outside of your panty, and that lasts a lot longer too. And if you like to wear thongs like me, that's my preference, what you can do is on the G-string part is spray the perfume there too. So yeah, that'll have you smelling good all day. Another thing that you want to do if you want to make sure that you smell fresh and amazing and delicious at all times is to make sure that you are incorporating lots of fruits and veggies into your diet. I feel like I don't hear this enough, but you got to remember that everything comes from the inside out. So make sure you're having lots of fruits, vegetables, make sure you're staying hydrated, drink plenty of water. And what I like to do is I like to add lemon to my water, because lemon is a natural internal cleanser, a deodorizer, and it helps to flush out toxins. And that was a complete game changer to me. Not only that, it's packed full of vitamin C, so to have your skin super glowy, you would see it reflected so much just in your skin and overall beauty. So make sure that you're getting lots of lemon water and fresh fruits and vegetables into your diet. When you go to use the bathroom, number 2, make sure you are wiping with a baby wipe. Make sure that you're not just using toilet paper for that situation, because that is not getting you clean. That's kind of like smearing it all around, and it's also leaving tissue residue between your cheeks, and we don't want that. And within that tissue residue is you know what. So you want to make sure that you're using wipes. I like to use wipes from Target, the Up and Up brand. I've loved that brand forever. It's not flushable, but I still use it. I never had a problem with it. I'm just telling you what I use. But they do have flushable wipes. But all I'm saying is make sure you're using wipes after you use the toilet paper and wiping up behind yourself to make sure that that area is really clean, making sure that area is really fresh. You don't want to leave with just using toilet paper, trust me. So make sure you invest in some wipes. It's inexpensive at Target. You can look on Amazon. I'll link some below, but you're gonna need to start using wipes. I need everybody to get on board with using wipes. Trimming your intimate areas. Please make sure that you're keeping those areas trimmed. I myself personally, I just like it completely bare down there. I feel like, I don't know, it looks clean to me. It feels soft, it looks pretty, but that's my personal preference. But if you don't like it that way, just make sure you're trimming in those areas. And the reason why is because those hairs actually trap in moisture, and moisture is the breeding ground for bacteria, which then leads to odor and infection. So make sure you're trimming in those areas, especially if you are on your cycle and you use pads, because what happens is when you are flowing, it can't really flow onto the pad. And what happens is it gets trapped into your hairs and it gets clumpy. And because it's not going into the pad, it's just kind of sitting there. And with it sitting there, it starts to stink. So make sure you're trimming those areas. So the final tip that I have for you girls, since we are already on the subject of panties, is make sure you're washing your panties in a completely separate load than you're washing the rest of your laundry. And the reason why is because, well, just think about it. You don't want to wash your panties in the same load that you're washing like your socks, okay? So make sure you are washing them separately, and also make sure you're using a different detergent to wash your panties. Make sure you're using something that is unscented, something that's like free and clear. I like to use like the baby free and clear, and you can pick it up from Target. I'll leave right here the brand that I use, because what happens is the other ones are full of chemicals, and it can be irritating to your intimate areas, and we don't want that to happen. So make sure you're washing everything separately. And that is it, girls. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below, and make sure you follow me on Instagram. My Instagram name is @a_beauty_beast, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Real quick before I go, I have one more tip. If you are getting dark back there between the cheeks, because I was thinking about G-strings and panties, if you're wearing the thick thongs, it could cause a lot of friction, and it could cause you to start getting dark and hyperpigmentation between your cheeks. If that has happened or have occurred with you, all you have to do is take a raw papaya. I did a video on this. I'll link it below in the description box. But all you have to do is take a raw papaya and some aloe gel and rub that between your cheeks, and that will get rid of that hyperpigmentation. But I have a whole video on it if you want to see it. Bye.